Dear students of class 8, this is an important video for all of you. In this video, we will try to know or try to gain more and more information about American War of Independence. Students, we are going to study chapter number 3 in this video will also help you in doing the question answer, means the choose the correct option, fill in the blanks, and true false. This video will take you to the next step. First, we will talk about what is independence. Students, have you ever been in a room for 2, 3, 4, 5 days regularly? It is very difficult to stay at our home for long period of time. As we have lot of facilities at home, still we do not want to stay at home for many days. We do not want to be locked at home for some days. So how the people would feel if they are under the power of some other forces? It is very difficult. It is really very difficult to survive. It is very difficult to grow. It is very difficult. We will try to understand how the people of America got the independence. Let's start. The world as we know is today would not have been the same without some notable revolution in the late 18th century. In America and France, people of the two countries far removed from each other were engaged in bringing about changes into political power that shaped the future course of history. If you are realizing that our country, India, is in this state, is in the state of development, means we have grown a lot after the independence. So students, what was the reason that we fought for the freedom? Because we were exploited by the British. So we wanted to come out from that exploitation. The same with the Americans. And the world as we can see today is the result of some very notable revolutions in the late 18th century in America and France. American War of Independence and the French Revolution, both these two incidents brought many changes in the world. On one hand, the American War of Independence laid down principle of democracy. On the other hand, the French Revolution promoted ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity. American War of Independence. The American War of Independence brought the principle of democracy. As we all are India is the largest democracy in the world. The democracy means the people of the country is a very important for the country. The people play a very important role in the development of the country. The same principle is given by the American War of Independence. It taught the world about the democracy. And the French Revolution promoted ideas of liberty. Liberty means the freedom to grow, freedom to speak, freedom to do what we want to do for the betterment of our life. Equality is an important aspect if you want to grow in our life. If there is no equality in the society, it will be very difficult for somebody to grow there or to live happily. So French Revolution brought equality, liberty, and fraternity, means brotherhood in the world. American War of Independence. Let's begin this topic. As we have discussed a lot about independence, let's try to know about the American War of Independence. The American War of Independence or the American Revolution. These two names are given to this revolution, is a landmark event in the history of the modern world. The American War of Independence was fought between Imperial Great Britain and its 13 colonies in North America, which resulted in the birth of a new nation, the United States of America, under the leadership of George Washington. George Washington was a great leader. He united the 13 colonies against the Great Britain. Great Britain had occupied 13 colonies of America, and they means the Great Britain made the 13 colonies do whatever they wanted to make them do. They did everything for their benefits, and they exploited, they disturbed the Americans a lot. George Washington came as a great leader and brought all the 13 colonies together against the Great Britain. Christopher Columbus discovered the New World in 1492 and paved the way for future world in journey across the Atlantic. Christopher Columbus, who discovered a new world, that is America, in 1492 and paved the way for the future journey across the Atlantic. And then people started moving after the discovery. These journeys brought many European settlers to the region. By the 18th century, these settlers in the New World established 13 British colonies. As Christopher Columbus discovered a new world in 1492, it is very important to remember that in 1492, Christopher Columbus discovered a new world, that is America, and that paved the way to the other European country. And like that, the 18th in by the 18th century, these settlers in the New World established 13 British colonies the east coast along the east coast of North America. So the European countries established 13 colonies in the east coast of North America. What were these 13 colonies? These 13 colonies were New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. So students, these 13 colonies fought against Great Britain, or fought against the British for the independence. Over time, due to several factors, these colonies united and fought for independence from their parent country, Britain. They fought against Britain for the independence. What were the causes of the American War of Independence? Why didn't they continue with British government or with Britain? Why were they not happy? Why were they not happy with the British? Why were American angry and dissatisfied? There were many reasons. So today we are going to study one reason here, economic reason. There are many reasons for American War of Independence. First, economic reasons. Economy is very important for a country. If the people want to be very prosperous in the country, there should be a good economy in the country. The 13 colonies were under the control of British government. 13 colonies. I have told you the name of the 13 colonies. Though the government of Britain gave them freedom in managing their local affairs, Britain gave the American to manage their local affair. It kept a tight control on the economic affairs. Means the Britain had the control over the economic affairs in America. In economic matter, they were subject to the British mercantile policy, which was concerned with the welfare of the parent country. What was British mercantile policy? British mercantile policy was about that the country which will be the slave country, or which will be the colonies, they will supply the raw materials to the parent country, and the parent country will export the goods from there, and they will utilize the infrastructure, the raw material of the other country. The British mercantile policy was against the human. It was based on the based for the slavery. It was not good for the people of America. By the mid 18th century, the colonies had developed prosperous agricultural economies with expanding industries and thriving maritime trade. Maritime trade means trade through the sea. By mid 18th century, colonies had developed prosperous agriculture economies. Okay, the agricultural economies was very strong there. To cash in on this prosperity, the British government levied heavy taxes on the colonies. They charged heavy taxes on Americans. It placed many restrictions on their trade and commerce. They also placed many restrictions for the Americans, and they tried to take more and more benefits for them. The British tried to take more benefits. These restrictions greatly hampered the economic development of colonies. So the taxes imposed was an obstacle in the growth of the American economy. So also the British Empire was under heavy loss as and debt after the 7 years war. So British fought 7 years war, and they were in the loss. They were in the debt. They were financially very weak. They became financially very weak after 7 years war between Britain and France, and the 7 year was fought uh, between Britain and France. It wanted the colonies to partly bear the expenses of the war. So the Britain wanted to take or to cover the expenses or the loss uh, from the colonies. This was resented by the colonies, and this made the colonists very unhappy. They were very much tortured, and they were very much disturbed. So students, the now we will do the exercise. As you can see, fill in the blanks. I have done it for you. The American War of Independence. First answer, American War of Independence. Number 2, Christopher Columbus discovered the New World in 1492. That I have told you to remember. This is an important event. In 1774, King George III was the ruler of England. George Washington was the commander-in-chief of the colonial armed forces. The British government recognized the independence of the 13 colonies by the territory of Paris, that we will study in the next video. As we have the state whether the given statements are true or false. George Washington was the first president of USA. Yes, this is the true statement. The Boston Tea Party happened after the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This is false. American colonists did not believe in freedom and liberty. After reading this sentence, you may easily understand that this will be the false statement. The writing of Voltaire and Rousseau inspired the American Revolution. True. They had very effective writing. The Declaration of Independence was drafted by Thomas Jefferson. That is also true. Let's come to choose the correct answer. First, 13 British colonies. Option number C is the answer. The Declaration of Independence was signed in Philadelphia. The British government acknowledged American independence through the territory of Paris. Number 4, the colonists formally gained in independence in 1783. Students, we have done A, B, C. You may write it on your copy. I will tell you the question. I will tell you the answers of question number D in the next video. Be ready for that. Do not miss any of the video. Listen to all the videos very carefully. Each video or every video will be very beneficial for you. That is guaranteed. And these videos will make you, the videos you are getting, these videos will make you very confident for the exams and for the future. So I hope that you all will do the exercise and you will prepare your copies and you will also prepare for your examination. Take care of yourself and keep studying at home. Thank you so much.